We're going to be going over every single dojutsu that doesn't fall into one of the previously discussed dojutsu families. We've already went over the Sharingan, the Rinnegan, and the Byakugan in their own videos, so now we will explain the abilities of unnamed dojutsu, as well as things like the Ketsuryugan and Isshiki's dojutsu. Now let's get into the rogue dojutsu.
I'll start with going over the Ketsuryugan. We don't know much about its origins. We know it comes from the Chinoiki clan, and likely doesn't descend from the Sharingan or Byakugan, since its abilities are so different and it's very visually distinct from them. As for its abilities, we know the user of the Ketsuryugan can cast powerful genjutsu through eye contact or even physical touch. The genjutsu can be used to hypnotize the target, turning them into a mindless drone, or used to delve into an enemy's mind to extract information. They can also create genjutsu barriers, protecting them from techniques similar to their own. On top of this, it grants the user the ability to control fluids with high iron content, such as blood, in which they can perform essentially enhanced water-style jutsus, as well as a few unique jutsus such as exploding human technique, in which the user takes control of someone and infuses the blood of the target with their own chakra. If the target bleeds, they end up exploding unless otherwise stopped by outside forces. The user can also use a transformation technique using their blood to morph their own body. The Ketsuryugan was introduced in the Sasuke Shinden Book of Sunrise novel and is adapted into the anime as well. Before going further into the video, we have a little game for you. If you lose, you have to subscribe to Kontetsu Kages. If you win, comment below. What is the dojutsu you see on screen? Is it A. Ranmaru's dojutsu, B. Shion's dojutsu, or C. Yome's dojutsu? The answer is A. Ranmaru's dojutsu. Now back into the video, starting with Ranmaru's Kekkei Genkai.
This Kekkei Genkai has some abilities similar to the Byakugan. They can see at great distances and even through solid objects, while being able to easily see the sense chakra. Although it has one unique ability that is unlike anything the other dojutsu have, Ranmaru's Kekkei Genkai has the ability to weaken other dojutsu. In particular, it can completely hinder the ability to see chakra, and it can dampen the target's ability to resist genjutsu. It can also cast its own elaborate genjutsu that can confuse dojutsu, like the Byakugan being able to completely mask the user's chakra networks, or completely illusionary ones. On top of this, the Kekkei Genkai can also allow the user to see someone's thoughts and or detect changes in their chakra and life force. And finally, the user is able to transfer their own life force into someone to save them from the brink of death. This Kekkei Genkai is an anime only, so it's not a canon dojutsu. There really isn't much information on Shion's dojutsu at all. We know each priestess of the land of the demons gains this odd dojutsu, and with it, they can see the future death of somebody, usually done unintentionally. The user can actually defy the prediction to change the future events, which may be useful. This dojutsu, however, only appears in a single movie, so it isn't canon, and this is all the information we have on it.
Similarly to the last dojutsu, Yome's dojutsu doesn't have a large pool of information. The dojutsu grants the user enhanced sight similarly to the Sharingan or Byakugan, though likely not to the same degree. The primary ability of the dojutsu is to dilate the pupil to see through water droplet reflections. This ability is even said to be able to see several kilometers away, outperforming the Byakugan's range, besides extremes. A major weakness of the dojutsu addressed is a weakness to bright lights. Because of the expanded pupil, more light enters the eye of the user, and thus something meant to blind someone would be extra effective on someone with the dojutsu. Yome's dojutsu is a non-canon, anime-only dojutsu.
Now we're into an actual important dojutsu. Again, with Isshiki's unnamed dojutsu, the primary ability we know of the dojutsu is Tsukana Hikona. This allows the user to shrink themselves or any inanimate object / matter, and to return them to their original size as well. We primarily see Jigen and Isshiki using this ability to fire the black rods at impossible speeds and the giant supermassive cubes that can disrupt sensory capabilities to crush opponents. The item shrunk with Tsukana Hikona can be stored in the Daikokuten, a pocket dimension in which time doesn't pass. The user can also see a flame-like shadow in which they use to estimate their lifespan. The user may also shrink themselves with the dojutsu to avoid attacks.
When Kawaki obtains Ishiki's Dojutsu, it indicates that the visual look of the Dojutsu may affect the level at which the Dojutsu can be used. When Kawaki uses it, each ability requires a different number of spokes active. When he doesn't activate any abilities, he only has one spoke active, and when he chooses to activate techniques, it goes from 2 to 5 spokes. Unlike Isshiki, Kawaki was able to use the space-time ninjutsu capabilities of the eye to store something living in the Daikokuten. The Dojutsu has unknown origins, but is likely a native Otsutsuki Dojutsu that can only be obtained through Karma or Ishiki's bloodline.
The Senrigan is a unique dojutsu considered a shinjutsu. It was given to Ada through Amato's extraction of Shibai Otsutsuki's body. The Senrigan allows the user to see all events from the present to the moment they were born. They project their consciousness to see and hear what had happened. Ada also has an ultimate ability to alter the memories of everyone on Earth, though it doesn't affect the Otsutsukis. Ada's other abilities doesn't actually belong to the Senrigan itself, and are the other Shinjutsu, so essentially the Senrigan allows the user to perceive any past or present events up to the moment they were born, besides within mental and spiritual dimensions.
That's all other Dojutsu in all of Naruto. Now we've covered the Sharingan, its evolutions, the Byakugan and its variations, the Rinnegan, and now all the other Dojutsu. Thank you all for watching. If you made it this far, consider subscribing to the channel, giving the video a like, and commenting any feedback or video suggestions. Again, thank you all for watching, and I hope to see you in the next video.
Oh, sorry, that was building up. Oh. I was like really trying not to burp while you were reading, so like it was really hard for me to breathe.